So writing with AI is really just a scam, it's a lie. It's just a marketing tool or technique that a lot of folks are using these days to sell their products and their promises. But in reality, writing with AI has more downsides than upsides, because in this video, I'll break it down for you and I'll explain to you why it's so dangerous to use AI for your writing. But first, let me share with you how I came to this conclusion. So, like I said, I started using AI as soon as it came out, like everybody else in tech or in writing and in content creation. I thought that it could help me to save time. And ever since AI came out, that's been the promise that a lot of folks have shared with the world. Put simply, the messaging is as follows: why not use AI to save time and to write more, or at least to up your output, so you can earn more or maybe earn the same, but with less time, right? Who doesn't love that pitch? I sure love it. But the problem is that this pitch only focuses on the outcome of AI. AI is great at reading all of the articles of, for example, Warren Buffett or the shareholder letters that he wrote. And you can tell him to find sections on valuation, for example, and summarize it and give you a synthesis. Now, that's something that's a very tedious task that you don't really want to do. So you can outsource it to AI. And in a similar way, programmers use AI to write code. And when it comes to computing, AI is great at that. It's great at translating texts. It's great at a lot of things. And I don't want to get into that because we all know how AI can have an impact on certain things. AI should not have an impact on our cognitive functions, right? And if you think about it, writing is the most important tool for your mind, because when you write, you translate your abstract thoughts into words. And I think that is the most important cognitive exercise that you do in your life, period. Because if you want to solve problems, if you want to think of new ideas, if you want to improve yourself, you have to rely on your own ability to find answers to your problems, right? And my problem with AI writing and AI content creation is that it makes you lazy. So the other day I read this article on the Wall Street Journal about how a lot of companies are rethinking their hiring process because a lot of people are using AI to write their resumes and cover letters. And even, when people do these Zoom interviews, they use AI to, you know, give them the answers to the questions that they get real time. And I've even heard of fake people who apply to jobs. These are not real people. These are people that, programmers create with an avatar. And apparently it's quite simple to create a fake person these days. But the thing is, if you apply for any real kind of job, at some point you have to go into the company and have a face-to-face interview. But if you have that interview, you'll completely screw up because you've used AI all the time. And when you're sitting with someone, you can't just say, "Hey, hold up, I'm going to turn on Chat GPT," and you just talk to my phone. So it doesn't work that way. And I don't know what people are thinking, right? Because AI is great, but what do you want to do in day-to-day life when you really need to rely on your problem-solving abilities? So this video is here to warn you about AI writing. It's really a waste of time because in the long run, you will only get dumber and lazier. And my story is that when it came out, I started experimenting with it, and I was also enticed by the promise. As a professional writer, as a full time writer, I thought to myself, wow, that's great. I can save a lot of time reading and researching and coming up with new article ideas or book ideas or whatever. And I can just ask AI. And for a while, I tried it. But then after, some months, I realized that I was getting lazier. I was starting to read fewer books. I started to think, oh, how could AI give me the summary? And the problem with summaries is that it it's just not enough. It's not enough to make real progress in life because in real life, if we want to make progress, if you want to learn, if you want to solve problems, if you want to start a business, if you want to, improve yourself so you can provide more value in the economy, you really need to go deep. And this is the problem with today's society. Most people stay on the surface. And if you get all of these surface level people, you get this very shallow society. But here's the beauty, right? There are so many people now who are thinking that AI is a solution for all of their writing, that they are becoming shallow, almost non human like beings, that we who actually understand that, the reason that we write and we think is not about the outcome, it's about the process. We have the opportunity to really keep developing ourselves while all these people are just staying where they are and in fact are going backwards. You really have the opportunity to keep focusing on improving your writing skills and your communication skills, because writing is not only about the written word, it's also about communicating in speech. The moment that I started writing, I started thinking differently too, and I started to communicate differently as well. And one of the things that I firmly believe in is that everything in life starts with writing. So whether it's a new business or whether you want to get in shape, trying to travel the world, everything starts with writing because you need to translate your thoughts into words so you realize what you want to do and where you want to go. So when I started writing, I also became a better communicator. And that is one of the biggest benefits of writing. It's not only about the outcome. It's not about the email. It's not about the article. It's not about the book. It's not about the resume or the cover letter or whatever the business plan that you're writing. Those are outcomes. Sure, AI can do those things for you, but that's not what counts. What counts is that you work out your writing muscle and your thinking muscle. In a similar way, you go to the gym or you go exercise to get stronger, faster, and in better shape. The process of working out is what makes you stronger. In a similar way, the process of writing is what makes you a better problem solver, a better communicator, and it will make you smarter overall. And the opposite is true for AI writing. Makes you dumber, makes you lazier, and it really destroys your progress. So really think twice before you use AI again, to write and see this as a warning, to rethink AI writing and use it for research, use it for other purposes, use it to save time for tedious tasks, but don't use it to save time for your cognitive processes.